How's it going, everybody? My name is Eric.
My name's Alex.
I'm Jode.
I'm Josh.
And we're Packed House, and we are doing the Immature Hour Podcast number 23.
23.
23.
It's exciting.
I wish...
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
It was a good movie.
That was a
Is
really
that
good movie.
the...
One with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I never saw it.
You should watch it.
Yeah?
Do yourself a favor
I've
and
never
watch
seen it either.
It's like the
Watch
epitome
it,
of like
man.
conspiracy theory movies.
I know,
Yes.
like, he keeps seeing, like, 23 everywhere, and he starts losing his fucking mind. But
Exactly.
It's
yeah, we
great.
have to see it.
It's really weird because like that just whole movie was kind of like an acid trip in a way.
It's so weird seeing Jim Carrey do serious roles.
Oh, it was great. Though.
He
Like,
was really good at it.
I saw Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and that was really interesting to seeing him do, like, there was, like, funny moments in it, but for the most part, it was a pretty serious performance.
I Love You, Philip
Yeah.
Norris was another
yeah,
serious movie, huh? Mm-hmm. That was the one where he played a gay prisoner, wasn't he?
yeah. It was also a good movie. Pretty much anything with Jim Carrey is good, though.
Jim Carrey's fantastic.
He's pretty cool.
My favorite Jim Carrey movie is going to be, of course, When Nature Calls.
Never seen that.
Oh man, dude! That,
Wait, is it Ace Ventura?
it's the second Ace Ventura movie.
Okay.
Way better than the first.
Yeah, that one.
So this podcast is about Jim Carrey.
It's
Is
true.
that the?
Welcome to the
Might as well be.
Immature Hour Jim Carrey.
Is that
edition.
the one where he's in the back? Like, there's a scene where they're watching a movie or something, and he's like squeezing the. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one.
Is that the Chicago one?
Yeah, Chicago.
Jesus. So, let's get this out of the way. We had a game announcement this week.
Yes.
I was very excited about it.
I would say Eric and I are probably the only two that are excited about it.
Yeah.
These other two weebs don't give a shit.
Never played it.
So some backstory. THQ disbanded. Yeah, they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and yeah, they just collapsed.
They filed Article 12 bankruptcy.
I was doing some research before we did the podcast, so I could
Proud of you, buddy.
say what I was talking about. But yeah, so-
Subsection C.
and I quote. No, yeah, but THQ fell under, and so did their franchises, including the Darksiders series, which is pretty popular. I mean, they already have two.
And then they
the first one, yeah, and
remastered
then they
the first
remastered
one.
them. Now they remastered them when THQ Nordic formed. Is what I'm about to get to. Because they had the first game that had you play as War. Which was the first Horseman. The second Horseman for the sequel was Death.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, THQ fell under, and everyone was like, "What's gonna happen with that series?" Well,
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, with Darksiders, since it's the four horsemen, there's obviously got to be 4 games.
yeah. So THQ Nordic formed, I want to say, man,
It wasn't
2
too
years
long
ago,
ago. Yeah, it was a
at
few years
most. And I had a feeling that they were gonna pick the series back up, but I wasn't sure. And then yeah, this week we got the official announcement, Darksiders 3.
I think it's
and-
hilarious that we got the official announcement like the same day that we got the leak. So I'm wondering if they announced it because of the leak.
They're like, shit, all right. But I mean, they also had some gameplay footage to go with it as well.
I know.
And a trailer. So I don't know.
And so for
Maybe it was
Darksiders,
pretty close, and they were just like, "Hey,
Yeah, like fuck it.
yeah. So for Darksiders 3, it's going to be taking place with the in the place of one of the third horsemen, Fury.
Yes, who is female?
Yes.
we have our first female protagonist for the series, which is cool.
But yeah, that's gonna be really interesting. Especially since like in most traditional depiction of them, they're all male. They're all men.
Yeah.
So I think it's really curious that they choose Fury specifically to be female as well.
I didn't even know Fury was a.
They're gonna do the fucking.
It's not like a traditional horseman. I think that was like a slight adaptation they had to make to fit the game's role.
They're gonna use the tagline "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned."
Of
They're
course.
gonna fucking do that shit. But yeah,
You hear that, guys? Eric is sexist.
Oh, totally. But yeah, they had some gameplay footage too, and fucking combat looks really sick.
It's going to be really interesting because each horseman's played very differently. Like you and I know I played the shit out of the first two Darksiders games, and so for War was really like kind of slow but really hulking. Like he had really strong hits.
Oh, yeah.
And then Death was kind of the opposite, where he was very nimble and fast, and he had decently strong attacks, but he was just like he was very fast and easy to maneuver.
I also liked how how they evolved the games between the two. Like,
Yeah, because they turned the second one more into like an RPG style.
yeah, actually, I thought it was better for it that way.
I agree. Where you can get like different armor with different
armors
stats
and weapons and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I think it made the gameplay way more.
And it was also I'm really glad that they made it fully open world too. Because that did wonders for the second game.
Jody and Josh, you guys, have y'all not played the series by choice, or just haven't gotten around to it?
Just haven't gotten around to it. Me personally, haven't gotten around to it. I've watched someone play like a little bit. It actually might have been Alex. I watched someone play a little bit of one of them. I think it was the second one.
We had like the skull face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looks awesome.
I actually watched Alex play quite a bit of the first one.
Yeah, that was when we were living at Campus Crossing.
Yes. And I chose not to play it at first because it was a direct ripoff of
God of War.
God of War.
God of War,
Yep.
which is a direct ripoff of Devil May Cry.
No.
that's a bold statement there, Jody.
I mean,
that's
he's
a
not
bold
wrong.
statement.
I mean,
you have
I
different
don't think you
stories.
can say it's a ripoff if
And
it's a type of game. It's a hack and slash.
Okay, I'll take that back and say that they're both hack and slash, and it always aggravated me that people were like, "Man, God of War is so fucking awesome, man! It's such a good game. Man, there's no game like it." And I'm like,
No, there's plenty of
Devil
games
May
like
Cry.
it.
Like, you should totally play this. This is way more stylish and more fun.
Now,
And everybody's like,
now Dante's Inferno is a ripoff.
yeah, definitely.
That one was a blatant.
See, I like
Yeah.
God of War because I like Greek mythology.
So, like, I didn't play it mostly because of that reason, because people were like, "Oh man, it's just like God of War. It's awesome. You should play it." I'm like, "But you guys should play like this awesome hack and slash Devil May Cry. It's really cool." And everybody's like, "No man, that game's
Basically,
stupid."
he was being a hipster.
Basically,
I'm
yeah.
gonna go on a rant just for a short bit. So I started playing Devil May Cry last month.
Which
the
one?
first one, the first Devil May Cry,
Like the original.
like the original.
Okay, like the PS2 original.
Yes, Jody.
Okay, I'm making sure because there are two Devil May Cry.
Okay.
No, the second one is DMC.
Oh
but
man.
still, some people call it Devil May
I'm
Cry.
Those people are wrong.
I'm gonna make a slight note. I actually really like DMC,
Oh, me too.
but I all right, cool. We're one of the few. No, because the reboot I played first. I had never played any of the old ones, so I didn't have the biasness of I like the other Dante more, which is
hair's
everyone's
white.
complaint is that new Dante sucks. But the fucking gameplay was super awesome.
It was.
Anyways, I started playing the original Dante's Devil May Cry, and man, the fucking camera was killing me.
That's bad.
That camera is rough. That's
It's
some
bad.
PS2 ass camera.
I will say, like, because I started with the original Devil May Cry, but playing DMC when it came out was like, I went into it. I was like, this is gonna suck. This is gonna be bad. I was like, but I'm gonna give it a shot, and I loved it. Like, new Dante is not that bad. I do prefer the older Dante, but like new Dante is pretty cool. But interesting fact about Devil May Cry, it was originally Resident Evil 4.
No shit.
And then something happened, like, I don't remember exactly what they did, but, like, supposedly Leon was in the game, and he got infected or something, and got powers, and they changed the gameplay too much, and they were like, let's just make another game. So they turned Leon into Dante.
That actually makes sense because, like, now that you said that, like, the character models for Leon and Dante are actually
They're
pretty
pretty
similar.
Yes. So yeah, that's how Devil May Cry got started, supposedly. Which is really funny because if you look at like Devil May Cry 4 and like Resident Evil 6 or 4 even, Dante looks exactly like Leon.
Yeah,
Curious.
that's funny. Oh, Capcom.
Oh, Capcom and your shitty ways.
And your
Could be worse. They could be EA.
Could always be EA.
Hey.
Capcom's doing some cool shit though. To be fair, I mean they got Resident Evil 7 just released, which is fucking awesome. That's a really good game. And then they have the new Marvel vs. Capcom coming out.
Yeah, I saw that.
I saw some people. As a side note, I saw some people complaining about like the art style for the game. I've never understood bashing a game for its art style.
And they're coming out with a new Tekken as well.
Shit.
Which,
Yeah.
which has been years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Going off on a tangent, but yeah, Darksiders 3. That's coming out.
I would say, did they announce a release date for
No,
it?
no. As matter of fact, I mean, they're still showing like the footage they showed was pre-alpha footage, so I don't think they have
gonna be a
a
while.
I would love for it
just
to
to
be later this
confirm,
year, but it's
but-
probably going to be 2018.
probably.
Scalebound 2018.
Yeah, right. Don't even get me started,
Fucking-
man. You already know how I feel about that.
Dude.
That not coming out is the reason why I traded in my Xbox One.
Honestly, I've legitimately thought about getting rid of my Xbox and getting a PlayStation because PlayStation has so many better games coming out. Especially because I want to play the Digimon games.
I've actually been contemplating trading in one of my Xboxes because we have two of them. But I transitioned to playing solely
Xbox,
like
you're disappointing
PC
me.
games.
Yeah.
And it's just because like
There's no good games coming out.
well for Xbox now, Xbox exclusives are going to be on PC now.
Yeah, true.
With the Xbox Play Anywhere, so there's really no reason for me to keep my Xbox at that point.
I would be happy if I could play Halo 6 on PC.
See, I gave up on the Halo series a long time ago.
I usually
gonna-
play a little bit of the multiplayer, but I don't get into it like I used to.
I'm gonna give Halo one more chance.
It's
'Cause
one of those
Halo
things-
5 disappointed me, especially on the campaign.
To me, Halo needs to die,
Well,
Call of Duty needs
as well
to die.
as as well as Assassin's Creed.
Well,
Personal
Halo's
opinion,
Well,
Assassin's Creed's dead.
they just
I
need to
think-
chill out.
I think Assassin's Creed doesn't need to die. I think they need to stop pushing them out every year.
Yeah.
I
And,
can
like,
see that. Give it a
take
little
their
bit
time
and then come.
with- with a new one.
I'll agree with that.
Well, I think I like what the companies, the three companies that work on Call of Duty games did, was they decided to, because at the time, for a while, it was just two companies doing the Call of Duty games.
Treyarch and
Treyarch and
Infinity Ward.
Infinity War. I was like,
and then Sledgehammer Games came into the picture, and they were like, "All right, cool, let's split the games between the three companies. That way, every company has 3 years to work on the game."
I am
Which-
happy. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, it's okay. Which I think worked for the most part. I think the quality of the Call of Duty games got better in a way. I liked Advanced Warfare.
See, I don't like the futuristic.
Well, I liked Futuristic,
And I'm glad
but I
because
also
they're
like
going
Halo.
back to Black Ops is going back to World War II. Mm-hmm. So that's exciting for me.
I had a rant about this. We when World War II got announced, we had a talk about like they need to start making wars. That's what I think in order to keep it fresh, because there's only so many World War II games I can take.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll have World War III soon, so they can make a game after that if we last long enough.
Alex, how do you feel about that?
I mean, to be honest, I stopped following the fucking
He's not
the
a
Call of Duty games
Yeah.
a good while back.
You know what
I
else I stopped following? No Man's Sky.
Never gonna let that
Why,
die.
dude?
right?
That's like the best game ever.
Sean Murray's a fucking saint, dude. Get out of here with your blasphemy.
You never did anything wrong to hurt anybody ever.
And everyone's gonna let you down.
Yeah, no, I never like. I played Call of Duty, the original Modern Warfare. This was back when Cyberland days. Whenever we still lived in Jennings, like a few times a year, me and a few friends, we would come to Lafayette and buy an all-day pass at the local LAN shop called Cyberland at the time. And that was one of the games that was relatively new at the time. And so we would play a fuck ton of the original Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
And I got really good at that game. And then fast forward some years, and my buddy Josh, not you, Josh Guthrie, he got Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2 is amazing.
And so I was hanging out with him a lot at the time, and so I actually started playing a lot of Black Ops 2.
Okay.
And so this is on PS3. I played it on PS3. And so it was like those are the only two Call of Duty games I really ever played.
The only Call of Duty game I ever played was Black Ops 1. And that was it.
Just didn't have a good time.
I mean, it was
It's fun.
alright.
It's mindless fun. Like, you can just
I just can't see Jody getting into those type of games.
I just,
Gee.
like,
Jody's a man of substance.
a first-person shooter has to have something there for me to like. And it has to have more than a fucking 2-hour-long campaign.
That reminds me. I wanted to talk about this. Are you guys interested in Prey?
I don't even know anything about the new
Yep.
one.
I feel like it wasn't like they have a demo out that you can play on PS4 and Xbox One.
I would say because the game came out last week.
Yeah.
This week actually. Came out Friday.
I need to play the demo, but like, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't following it well enough, but I feel like it wasn't marketed very well. Like, people are still like, everyone I talk to about that game is like, what is that game? Like, no one really knows.
Well, I think it's also because it's, in a way, it's like its pseudo marketing strategy was to ride on the coattails of a already existing Bethesda game.
Yeah, I was actually about to say, because Prey was originally not originally, but there was a Prey for 360.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
that was a
That
Bethesda
came out-
game.
Yeah.
That came out like relatively soon as the Xbox 360
yeah, it was nearly
launched.
a launch game.
And that's why I haven't got hyped about it, because I played that one and didn't like it. Like
This
at
one's
all.
completely unrelated.
different.
Okay.
Totally different franchise, totally different game. It just has to have the same name.
Now I've heard from some people that it is and some people that it isn't. That's another thing. It's like no one's quite sure. Like, is it the same universe? Like, is it related to it at all? I'm not sure. I think some of the ideas that I've seen from footage of that game are really neat though. Like the fucking device that lets you turn into whatever fucking
Prop
object
hunt,
you
prop
want. Yeah,
hunt.
prop hunt.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Got to run away from an alien. Prop hunt. I'm now a tin can.
You'll never find me.
Yeah. I don't.
Good luck finding me in this box of dildos.
Then you know what we need? We need another Fear.
Dude, Fear 3 was good.
I haven't
It really
played-
was,
haven't
and it
played
was
any of the
co-op.
Fear
Yay.
games.
I just remember playing Fear 1 and having the shit scared out of me and shooting people to the walls with a stake gun.
I like it was.
It's fantastic.
I like how like the third one. The third one. I think I played the first one a little bit, not all of it, but I beat the third one, and I like how it was like co-op but competitive.
Oh, the only reason I brought up Fear was because, like, having seen some of the trailers for Prey, it kind of reminds me of
Yeah.
Fear.
I want a Dead Space movie.
There's a what?
Said I want a Dead Space movie.
I thought you said there
wouldn't be
was a Dead
surprised.
Space movie.
Technically, there is. It's an animated.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good.
Dude, speaking of, for some reason, whenever you said Fear, you know what game it reminded me of that I actually really liked?
Condemned.
Condemned was good too. No, it was actually like, it was kind of related in a pseudo weird way, but it was, I think it was a release title for the Xbox 360. It was Clive Barker's Jericho.
I played like,
And
I remember renting it from my
He's
video
like,
store
no.
and hating it.
And I liked it a lot.
I will say, I downloaded the demo, loved the demo, got the game or rented it, hated it.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those games that's like, kind of just throws you into this world and expects you to understand how to play. When it's like,
Arc.
I don't know, it just like threw you in the world and it's like, hey, you gotta switch between people and like, have fun. And I only played as one person. And it was because that one person was so much like the first guy you played as.
Mm-hmm.
So I only played as that one guy. And I only switched when I died.
I got you.
But like, I don't know, it was just neat idea, but
And that's kind of what I was going towards. I think the idea behind the game was really cool, and I feel like that if somebody tried to reutilize that nowadays, that some really cool things can be done with it. Which I feel like people have kind of done. Like in Grand Theft Auto 5, you switched between the three primary characters because each one had like specific skill sets.
yeah. Which, that was executed perfectly. Because you never played the story, did you?
I played enough of the story to where I can play multiplayer, which is like the first 5 minutes.
Because there's like one mission where you play as Michael and you like descend down the side of a building and you jump in a window and grab a dude.
Oh, and then you have to switch to one of the other guys who has a sniper rifle in a
Yeah.
building
and then you
far
have
away.
to switch to Trevor to go pick them up.
I remember, I think either you told me that or I saw some video clips of it.
Man, we went from Darksiders all the way to GTA.
That's a natural progression, man.
Question. Can we talk about Ark?
Well, before we do that, there's
Eggs.
two more things I specifically wanted to talk about.
Oh.
So one of them is that supposedly it's rumored that Sony's gonna be releasing a PlayStation 5 in 2018.
Huh.
Which would go against the belief that they were just gonna basically just upgrade
Well,
the
so
systems.
well, and that's the thing is that's just the rumor. It hasn't been officially confirmed.
Better not. That's stupid.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think the only reason, because they just pushed out the PlayStation Pro, but I'm willing to bet that if they do release a new console, it's because of the specs of the Scorpio. It's going to be to compete with it, because Sony cannot stand to be behind Microsoft in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I think
I feel like the Xbox One and the PS4 still just came out though.
They did. It's 2013. They came out 4 years ago.
I know, but man, it doesn't feel like that.
I think it's mostly
it's because they didn't release enough like decent games.
I think it's because
Personal opinion.
They released the PS4 Pro and the Slim. That's why it feels like, oh man, these just came out because we just got upgraded versions of them.
Yeah, the Pro came out last year.
Yeah.
Well, also you have to realize that the game library for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 isn't quite as expansive yet, because the life cycle of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 was almost 10 years. So by the end of that, and then on top of that, that was like a time whenever the game industry was very booming. It's like there's not as many game developments going on, and plus it takes longer to develop games nowadays.
Dude.
Also, for the first short while, they were still developing for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 as well.
I hope the
No
console
excuses.
wars don't become like having a fucking gaming PC and where you gotta buy a new console every other year.
Basically, I think
Honestly, if it was like every other year, I would just like sell everything and just keep my PC.
Well, so one of
And
the
just
things,
upgrade my PC.
I'd
when
probably do
needed.
the same, honestly.
There's no,
I'm
not
already
gonna
contemplating going on that route. But one of the cool things that they're doing with the Scorpio is going to be, it's basically a completely different console, but it plays all Xbox One games and upreses them to 4K.
Okay, I was about to ask that. Is the Scorpio like a new Xbox One or is it a new Xbox?
It's kind of a mixture of both. It's a completely re-altered one. Like it has.
So it's a new Xbox that's backwards compatible.
So they can make
Pretty
more money.
much.
Okay.
It has like ridiculous specs in it. Like it rivals a gaming computer.
They're sending out like basically like alpha versions of the Scorpio, and there's an LCD screen on the front that tells you your frame rate.
They need to stop doing stuff like that because then people are going to keep bitching, man, I got 60 frames per second, even though I can't see over 30.
Right? Well, it's crazy because with the Scorpio, we talked about this once before, but I'm curious about the Scorpio price point because it's
$600.
That's what I'm saying too. I think it's gonna be $600 because with the I think the graphics, like the VRAM for the graphics card, I think it has like 6 to 8 gigs of VRAM alone,
Damn.
just on the graphics card.
But of course, I did say the Switch was going to be $600, and I was way off.
Well, if you look at the specs for the Scorpio, $600 makes sense because it's going to actually have native 4K. It's not up-resing 4K. It is full native 4K. Because that was one of the things is they're actually going to be making Scorpio games, like games that play on the Scorpio that are made in native 4K.
So it's kind of like the idea behind the new 3DS
exactly
and the 3DS.
Yeah, well,
Because the new 3DS had new 3DS games, but they were based...
all two of them.
Yeah. But I mean, they were still
yeah,
3DS games.
and this like I guess actually a little bit easier of a comparison would be because they're still going to be releasing a lot of games for regular Xbox One as well,
Right.
but they're going to have Xbox One Scorpio exclude like actual games that are full native 4K.
Yeah, that you could play on the Scorpio, but you can't play on an Xbox One.
I believe so. Yes.
That's just depressing.
I'm curious to see, and that's coming out later this year. So I'm curious what they're going to say about it at E3.
You should keep an ear open in case they have any kind of like trade in your Xbox One to get.
A Scorpio.
Yeah.
I would do it because like a 4K Blu-ray player.
Yeah, I was about to say I'll do it too because my Xbox is literally sitting there collecting dust.
Mine's sitting right there collecting dust. I use it as a pass-through for my TV.
I don't even use mine. I don't even think mine's plugged up. It's just sitting on my.
What about your PlayStation 4? Do you still play it at all?
I don't play it. It's Netflix.
I got you.
Play my PS4.
Mostly because like I have Phantom Pain in the in there, and I'm not taking it out until I beat it. And I have yet to play
How
it.
far are you into that game?
I'm
Like to the last mission.
Yeah, well, like I'm on the last part where you got to do a bunch of side ops to beat to get the next mission. But I'm on the part where Quiet gets captured and you have to fight off all the tanks. And I couldn't do it because like I kept getting fucking one shot by tanks. So I was just like, I sat there and tried for a couple hours. And I was just like, you know what? I need to come back to this. And that was
really
like 4 months ago.
I really need to play that game again. That, man, I think we talked about this on the very first podcast, but Metal Gear was such a surprise for me. I had no idea what I was missing out on.
Yeah.
It was so
great.
good. Fucking loved it.
I will say, if you like Phantom Pain, you'd probably like Wildlands.
I don't know.
Because
Wildlands looks like a game that I would only enjoy with friends and only enjoy it once.
You friends.
I'm gonna say we all know that
thanks.
Josh doesn't believe in friends.
Nope.
He's like, y'all playing games? Nah, bro. It's 7:30. I gotta go to bed.
Only thing I believe in is waifus.
That's why he has so many pillows.
What else we had to talk about on
I actually do
so
not have a waifu pillow.
The last thing that I have to talk about on the agenda is actually they finally announced the first Breath of the Wild DLC,
Oh,
and it's coming out this summer.
I saw some skins.
Yeah.
And that's
I
what I
like
was looking
that
up.
Phantom armor.
That's what I was looking up on my phone earlier. Actually, I need to pull it back up.
They got
Majora's-
oh yeah, I was about to say they have the
Majora's
Majora's Mask, which is awesome.
Now, it
But
doesn't
give me
do
my
anything.
give me my fierce deities, man.
Well, they will have it. They just have to
I
release the
know.
amiibo. I mean, you can actually buy I think you can download the NFC information and make like a bootleg amiibo to be able to get it.
Yeah, no, I don't want to cheat.
But there is so they announced because the expansion pack for Breath of the Wild is 2 DLCs, I believe. And so the first one's coming out this summer. I don't remember the exact date, but it adds something called Trial of the Sword, and it's basically like a 45-room trial.
Yeah.
And so once you beat all 45 rooms,
got
then what
that.
it does is it actually unlocks the Master Sword to where it stays in the glowing form constantly,
Ooh,
which doubles its damage as well.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So it's in its glow and awakened state permanently after that.
Huh.
That's what's called Trial of the Sword. Then there's another thing is adding called Hero Path mode, which is everywhere that you've walked, it actually records it on your map, and you can actually play it back on the map where you've walked, so you can know exactly like where you've been and where you've explored, so you can kind of
Oh,
know
cool.
where to go. It doesn't do it
can,
for
like-
all time. It just does it for like a very like extended amount of time backwards.
So basically, be like, oh, haven't been to this area yet. but I
Basically,
know
it's a good way to be able to track where you have been, and it's like if you're trying to like be like a completionist, trying to get all the Korok seeds and stuff like that, you can do that.
there's so many Korok seeds.
Then it's adding a hard mode, which is all enemies' health regenerates slowly. So if you stop attacking them, they'll start to regenerate health, as well as all enemies are upgraded by 1 level. So all red Bokoblins in the game become the blue Bokoblins. All blue ones become the black ones. All the black ones become the white ones.
Can't wait to fight those Lionels,
Oh no,
dude.
the Lionels are.
I don't have any problems with them
up.
anymore.
When
Yeah.
you first run into one,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
Oh, dude, they fuck you.
your shit is
At this point,
done.
though, it's like, nah, I'm about to like shit on you, son.
Right. Yeah, so and then also there's enemies in the sky on sky platforms with balloons. They'll have chests on them and stuff.
Oh, that's neat.
That's weird but cool.
So it's like
How you get up there though?
Shoot
they
the balloons.
they stand on there like balloon. Woo!
But how you get up there?
You get the little paraglider ability when you fly up. You do that.
Jody still never beat the game, huh?
No. I haven't.
Dude, that scared the shit
My
out
goodness.
What?
of me. A spider crawled behind your poster.
Hurry, punch
Well,
the
you
poster.
gotta burn it.
burn the whole thing.
All right. So then they also add a travel medallion. This is gonna be really cool. So I don't know how often you can use it. But it's somewhere in the world you find it, and what happens is anywhere in the map you can register your location, and you can fast travel back to that specific location anytime you want. So it's like a custom waypoint to be able to fast travel back to instead of having to go to the shrines. I don't know if it's a one-time use, or if it's one of those things where you can keep on like using it. It just erases your previous waypoint. And then it's adding new armor. It's adding a Tingle outfit,
That's.
I'm a sport
a
it.
full Tingle outfit.
I wonder what it does.
I'm surprised he didn't show up in the actual game.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
right?
They have like, and I thought because they have like
There's-
Tingle's
well, there's
Island
actually-
or whatever.
The islands all the way on the west coast actually are called Tingle Islands, I think.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Or there, I think there's one that's called Single Island.
Okay.
Or whatever. But it's cool. You get that little string of islands. You get so much resources.
You can get way more on Death Mountain. Because I went there, and Death Mountain is like, if you know where to look on Death Mountain, you can get a fuck ton of money. Then they have the Phantom's armor, and you also get Midna's helmet and Majora's mask.
I wish with Majora's mask you could also get like just the Skull Kid's complete outfit.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool looking.
What if it makes you like super OP?
Right?
I want the
What if you
Phantom.
summon the moon?
You do a little combo, and the last combo, he just like looks up, and the moon just.
Jesus.
Game over.
Holy shit.
They also they added a Korok mask if you're wearing it, whenever you get close to where a Korok seed is, it notifies you.
Oh, that's cool.
That'll help me get all 900 fucking Korok seeds.
Yeah,
And then you can get your golden poo.
What?
When you collect all 900, you
get
get
golden poo.
you get a present from the guy that upgrades inventory slots, and it's a little golden poo.
Oh my
What's
goodness.
it do?
I don't think it literally does
Absolutely
anything.
nothing. It's like the biggest fuck you to collectors.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like
So
golden turd.
you collect 900 golden seeds and you get a golden poo.
That's pretty much exactly what that sounds like, dude.
It's fucking hilarious though.
And you know, there's that one person out there, or those couple people who are like, man, I gotta get that fucking golden turd.
Right? Oh man. All right, so that was literally all I had it on the docket. Like, it's been a pretty light week on news.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Because we've already shit talked everything else out in the world at the moment.
Now, what's the news on Red Dead Redemption 2?
It's coming out later this year. We talked about this in the podcast last week, Eric and
Western GTA.
But there was a leak that they're working on a Bully 2.
I've never played Bully 1, but I've heard it's decent.
Still waiting on that table tennis too.
I don't know. I'm kind of like super excited for Red Dead Redemption.
It's coming out later this year.
I know I talk about this a lot. Well, when we talked about the Switch, but I'm excited that IGN also thinks that they need to make a Pokemon Snap for.
I was gonna say, I want you to know, Josh.
Just saying.
Josh, I want you to
Just
know
saying.
that isn't just you that thinks that. Almost the entire world thinks that.
Well, I know, but I
You're
was
not
excited.
unique.
I was
know.
excited that IGN recently posted something about it.
I could care less about Pokemon Snap.
I'll
honestly.
fight you.
Careless about IGN.
I was.
I'm just kidding. I love
I can
you.
care less about you guys.
Wow.
Bye, Mike.
I don't need your approval.
I played a lot of Pokemon Snap back in the day. Actually, I have a very unpopular opinion in that I played a fuck ton of Pokemon Channel for GameCube, and I loved that game,
I never really played that one.
I remember
I,
playing
however,
Hey You Pikachu.
dude.
Yeah.
Pokemon Channel was like the GameCube version
Pokemon
of that
Stadium.
game, where you have a little house, and then
Oh,
a random
yep,
Pikachu
I remember.
comes in your house, and you wake up, and it fucking breaks in your house and starts watching TV all the time. And, no, like, this is literally what happens. And then Professor Oak, in his infinite wisdom, sends you this, like, takes these Magnemite and sends you this TV with experimental Pokemon TV shows, and you and this weird Pikachu that broke into your house has to watch TV all the goddamn time.
Hey, Ash.
And then
So do you literally get in the game and just watch fucking TV with Pikachu?
That's so Japanese.
there's a few other really weird
It
things
really
you do, but
is.
like that you can go out and you actually collect like trading cards from like there's a Pokemon out in the world, and you talk to them, and you have to answer like a weird quiz, and they give you their trading card. And then also you can collect the trading cards from a channel that you can buy them from. And I swear to fucking God, that asshole Pikachu, whenever I wasn't paying attention, would go and buy shit without me paying attention. Like I would see him like
I could
watching
just-
TV, and he's like buying trading cards and shit.
I could just see like Alex turns around for a second, and Pikachu's like on the phone, just like Pikachu, and he orders like 100 fucking Pikachu cards.
Dude, it's like it was such a very weird game, but I played the fuck out of it.
All while Professor Oak was banging your mom.
Damn, bruh.
No, I miss Pokemon Snap. I played it again sometime last year, and like that game is stupid short. Once you know how to
Which one?
get the right photos
Snap.
and stuff,
Snap. Oh
Pokemon
yeah,
Snap.
I have it for 64. I hooked it up a while back and
Yeah,
played it.
like once you know what
There
to
was a
look
few I
for and all the
couldn't-
pictures you need to take, like that
Yeah.
game is an hour at most.
Yep. Come on, waiting for that downloadable content, man.
On the N64.
Need that Gen 2 shit.
Man, remember
That the new Pokemon Stadium.
Remember when you guys had a 64 and you had to go get the fucking expansion card?
Yep.
To play certain games.
Pokemon Stadium and
Majora's
stuff.
Mask.
Oh,
The Donkey Kong
I
game.
was lucky because I got an N64 and I got the Donkey Kong 1, so it actually came with the expansion card.
I'm
Smart.
trying to think how I think I did a similar thing. I think I bought Donkey Kong and it came with it.
Yeah, see, I got the Donkey Kong N64, like the clear green one.
Yeah.
I remember that though because
No, we
I
had a
remember
regular black one.
that you could rent the expansion cards from like was it
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster or was it
Yeah,
Movie
was
Land at the
Blockbuster.
time?
I think it was Movie Land at the time.
Oh, okay. I knew Blockbuster did it.
We had a Movie Land in Jennings and it got bought out by Blockbuster.
Yeah. Something that really aggravated the shit out of me was when you'd go to Blockbuster or
Movie Land.
Movie Land and rent an N64 game, get home, surprise, you need the fucking memory card to save the game. Like, I hated that shit.
Dude,
I also hated having to take out my Rumble Pack to put a fucking memory card in.
right?
Those were the days.
Dude, speaking of Rumble Packs, it was back in like 09, probably 2010. I was at Walmart in Jennings, and they had a fucking Rumble Pack for sale.
At Walmart?
At Walmart, in the fucking, like, still sealed up and everything.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
Josh, what the fuck?
I kind of want this, but like,
I would say, Josh, that was during your era of working in electronics.
I guarantee you what happened was it was like behind a shelf somewhere, and somebody was like, "Nah, man, we'll just sell it."
How much was it? I would have bought it.
It was like $15.
I would have sold it, like kept it and then sold it sealed.
See, I wish I would have thought about that.
Yeah. That's like, dude, I wish I had like unopened packs of Pokemon cards.
Dude, if I could
Like
find
the
all
original?
the Pokemon cards that I had, I would have a lot of money right now.
I mean, if
'Cause
you have a first edition holographic Charizard, it goes
I
for
think I actually
$100.
did. I think I actually did.
That card alone goes for $100.
I had a lot of cards and a lot of really rare cards.
Yeah, I think
And
like the whole set usually goes for about 300.
I had lots of rare cards.
I gave all my Pokemon cards away.
I'm pretty sure my mom and dad
Me too.
threw them
sadly.
away.
I wish I still had them.
You know what I
I
had?
actually gave mine to Steve's little brother.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I had a whole binder. I was like, "Here you go."
I have
you
some
like
Yu-Gi-Oh
Pokemon?
cards.
You know what I had? I had that fucking Burger King Charizard gold card.
Bruh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know what's
I
up.
honestly, I'd buy those again if I.
Man.
Those were awesome.
those
So
are
like, I
awesome.
think you could buy all of them for like 100.
Remember whenever they had like those like Burger King pint glasses that you can buy, like the Pokemon pint glasses and shit?
Remember going to watch Pokemon in 2000 and getting that fucking
Mew card?
Mew
I have a
card?
Mew card.
I had somebody fucking tell me that they had the real one and tried to trade me for it, and I was like, he ended up throwing in a bunch of fucking bullshit cards, like a couple Japanese cards. I think he had a French card, and like,
This is a super duper rare Magikarp.
and then he had the real Mew card, and I was like, all right. I ended up getting like completely fucked in the deal, but I was like, maybe a year later, I was looking at him, I was like, holy shit, I got screwed. Like, that dude fucking duped me.
You were bamboozled.
I was bamboozled.
You've been Smeckledorfed.
That's not even a word. That's not even a word, and I agree with you.
I remember whenever they had that thing where it was back during the like original gen Pokemon days with Pokemon cards, and they had those like bootleg like the parody cards, the Pokemon cards, and they had like they were like parody versions of the Pokemon. They had one that was Squirtle, and it was Squirtle peeing on shit.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
I had one of those in my possession for a little while.
Speaking of how was Sun and Moon?
I never even put it into my DS. I bought it, never
I
played
played the very beginning of it, and that is it.
which sucks because
Yeah.
I need to go back and play it, but I heard it was fantastic.
Because I haven't even played it. Like, the last one I played, enjoyed was X and Y.
Yeah, and I bought it. I have.
But I think the only reason I enjoyed X was because, like, it had been so long since I played Pokemon, and it was a really fresh start to Pokemon.
I would agree with that.
Because I actually bought Omega Ruby and played it, and I did not like it nearly as much.
But that's because Omega Ruby and
Blue and
Alpha were
Silver.
reboots of existing games.
Yeah, but I thought because it was the same, like, 3D, like, actual gameplay... Not gameplay, actual, like... It wasn't just this top-down, like, 8-bit bullshit game. It was, like, an actual, like, 3D game that I
Yeah.
would enjoy it, but...
I need to go back and revisit X and Y. I say revisit. I need to play Sun and Moon because I bought Sun, never even put it in my DS.
I have Moon.
which is really sad because I think I'd really enjoy it.
You know what really upsets me is I don't know if I still have the copy of it or not, but I had bought Heart Gold when I first got my 3DS.
I remember that.
For $40 fucking.
I was there.
Soul Silver.
That was never because we drove all the way to the Broussard store because that was when I was still working over there.
Yeah. Bought it, and I actually traded it back in or returned it like the very next day.
Did you?
Yes. Because I was like, I cannot justify spending $40 on a Pokemon game that I'll probably never play.
No, I do remember that because we returned it to a different GameStop, huh?
Yeah.
I think we returned it to the Ambassador GameStop, wasn't it? Or was it Jan's?
I returned it in Crowley.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. And then I bought Fire Emblem, which I never played.
I really I don't play my DS unless I'm going. So like if I'm riding, we're going on like a trip or something.
Yeah.
Which now you have your Switch to do that.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, Switch's battery life kind of sucks.
But
So.
I really wish I would have kept Heart Gold.
Bruh, get a fucking battery pack.
Yeah, I know.
I really wish I would have kept Heart Gold.
I'll sell you Caitlin Soul Silver for like $50.
Damn.
I need Heart Gold.
Soul Silver's
And
where it's
like
at.
that's why I wish I would have kept it because I paid $40 for it and I was looking at prices for them the other day and they're like double that now.
Pokemon games always are.
Dude, it's crazy how much they retain like their value. But that's Nintendo. Nintendo has like such a tight hold on their franchises. Like it's just crazy how little first party Nintendo games dwindle in price over time.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's like I found out Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes for GameCube is like ridiculously expensive now. Like couple $100
Get a
expensive.
I believe
You
that.
sure about that?
I'm pretty sure
We were
if you
selling one a few months ago for like $40.
you should probably go look on eBay
Yeah,
and
we
see
should
how
probably
much it's for.
price update that.
Because and I don't know how true it is. I heard this through the grapevine, but apparently if it is in its original case, both discs, it's worth like a lot
Jesus.
because we were
It's
talking
Metal
about
Gear.
it. We were talking about it, and I was like, "Damn, man," because I went and bought that game for like almost full price after it had been out for a few years.
You said the
Yeah.
GameCube version, right?
Yeah,
There's a few people. There's varying prices. Like it's anywhere from fucking $30 to $130.
okay.
So I think it depends.
Because I just remember like going to GameStop and I was like, "Hey, you guys have Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes?" And this was when we had bought that GameCube.
Yep.
And so I went to get it, and I think I went to the one on Ambassador by Walmart, by your old Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, "Yeah, we got it." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And he like pulled out this makeshift GameCube case. I was like, "Never mind, dude." And because it was still like $40-something, and I was like, "No, man, if I'm spending that much, I want the original case."
Mm-hmm.
And I went all over Lafayette that day looking for it, and finally, I think Jan's store had it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cool, perfect condition case," and I still have it.
I know the Zelda collector's disc for GameCube goes for like $150.
I remember trying to get that too, and it was like $100-something. No. It was like $60.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Why is it so expensive?" And the dude was like, "Oh, because the only way to get it is to have bought this specific GameCube bundle." I was like,
And I still have it too. I never bought the GameCube bundle. Actually, Christian LeBlanc, he had a disc and he'd had the disc in games and he gave it to me.
the GameCube did have a remake of
It was
Majora's Mask.
yes, no, it was on the disc. It had a 20-minute demo of Wind Waker. It had Majora's Mask. It had Ocarina of Time. Well, I think Ocarina of Time and Master Quest were a separate disc, but it
Okay.
came in the case. And then it also had I think it was a Link to the Past and 1 and 2.
I think you're putting two bundles together.
No, they were together in a single case.
Because there was the Master Quest and the demo and the original Ocarina of Time were part of that bundle that came with the GameCube. And then they re-released, I think, Ocarina of Time with the two Game Boy games and
Well, I have both.
Majora's Mask.
I might be combining, but I have both.
I was checking.
I have Paper Mario for GameCube. It sells for like $50.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have a GameCube. I need to get one.
Jesus.
I wonder if.
Seriously thinking about trading in my Xbox for a
Oh, me too, dude.
PlayStation.
I mean, not for PlayStation. But
Well,
I've
you
been
already have a
thinking
PlayStation, don't
Yeah,
you?
I've been thinking about trading mine in for a while. I've been also thinking about trading
Especially
my
now that you can play, like
PS4.
you said, especially now that like the exclusives are going to be on PC.
I've been thinking about upgrading my PS4 too.
Oh boy.
That's
Pokemon Chanel.
It took me a little while. I was like, Chanel.
It's like how does it you in waves?
I actually like the Pokemon. Which one is that? Is that the yeah?
Pokemon Channel.
It's
Chanel.
Chanel.
Actually, I don't think I might not even have it anymore. That's depressing because I had it. Unless I might let somebody borrow it, but I have the Ocarina of Time disc. Right here.
Before I forget,
Mhm.
any idea on the? Because wasn't the Switch supposed to do GameCube Virtual Console?
Yes, I don't know if they haven't announced the dates for that yet.
Okay.
Ooh, I gotta get that X Command mission, Mega Man. They need to make another Legend of Dragoon.
They didn't make a lot of things.
They need
Yeah, I
to,
know.
They need to
They never will.
make a new Metroid. Just saying.
Oh,
I've
fucking
never actually
Metroid.
gotten into Metroid.
Metroid would be awesome.
That's like, oh, actually, speaking of like stuff selling for a lot of money, did y'all hear about there was an original Zelda for the NES. It was a yellow cartridge that sold for $150,000.
Why?
A
Jesus.
yellow?
It was a yellow.
Not gold.
No, not gold. It was yellow. It was like a
Damn.
misprint type thing.
I would say, dude, misprints like that, like
Yeah.
for amiibos alone, go for a lot of money.
I know AVGN did a thing about there was some game that they had released. Not
Yep.
released, but they gave away
Nintendo Championship.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the bootleg version of it sells for more than the original version.
Jesus,
Yeah.
what a strange world we live in.
I
Right.
know.
Right,
Well, I take this back because I keep fingering the disc holder. It makes me feel.
stop fingering my holes. That's inappropriate. I don't have any more topics today.
Yeah, I'm fresh out of.
You're topicked out.
I'm topicked out.
I'm ready for art.
You get no arc.
No. You're the one that got me playing. Don't even give me that shit.
You're the one that. No, I didn't ask you to play. You're the one that was like, I've been wanting to play Ark again. I was like, we're playing, and he's like, I'm gonna play it.
Download.
Basically, no, it was like purchase download, because you had to purchase Scorched Earth.
Yeah.
But do y'all have anything y'all want to add? We've been all over the gamut today.
Yeah, it's been a hodgepodge of
the
discussions.
Immature Hour Hodgepodge Edition featuring Jim Carrey.
Nope. I
And
ain't got
Pokemon
nothing.
Chanel.
Pokemon. I can imagine a fucking like this designer purse with just Pikachu's everywhere on it.
Oh man,
This is the new Pokemon Chanel line.
God.
What you have done, Eric.
I know, right?
And then like the runway models are like all those like gigantic plush Pikachu outfits that they have in Japan. There's just like a bunch of like fucking giant Pikachus walking with bags and shit.
Y'all better get royalties. I'm just saying.
Yeah, right.
Nintendo.
Hit me
Get
up,
on that
fam.
shit.
I'm gonna say I hear Nintendo has deep pockets. They have deep pockets, but they have frugal pockets as well. They ain't
Yeah.
willing to pay shit.
Well, that concludes this podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for watching. My name's Eric.
My name's Alex,
My name's Josh.
and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.